stop listening to the mainstream media.
Are you encouraged or discouraged by the decision by the feds that they're not continuing to investigate?
Because it is members of the mainstream media, as Christina Rex reported, herself working for, that incorrectly reported that the investigation, the federal investigation into the death of John O'Keefe has ended. It was also the mainstream media that reported the ending of the federal investigation was going to be announced at this court hearing. They literally said that the federal investigation was going to be announced to being over at a random fucking hearing. How is that even proper court decorum? Not that I have much faith in Beverly Cannoni, especially after this last hearing, but actually think about that for a second. Use just a little common sense.
Excuse me? This is funny, Ms. Reed?
As a reminder, it was local Boston news reporters who work for mainstream media that were reporting on January 30th, 2022, the day after John O'Keefe was murdered, that there was ring video surveillance footage of Karen Reed hitting John O'Keefe with her Lexus. And I just want you all to guess how many of them have come out with their own articles stating that that was incorrect. Did you guess none? Yeah, because it's none. And the reason why I bring this up specifically about Christina Rex is because she then again doubled down and said, oh, another source has come out to them. You mean to tell me all of you, every single one of the reporters in Boston, all of you reported based off of one singular source? It just really perplexes me that this is important based off of one source, but then there's been multiple times where we have heard things about one source or another, and mainstream media goes out of their way to completely discredit that one source or content creator. And this just isn't happening one time. This has happened numerous times when local mainstream medias in Boston have tried to attempt to discredit local content creators. Furthermore, I'm not sure how many of you heard this in the hearing.
It's interesting that after the last court hearing, well-known reporter, very reputable reporter, Christine Rex asks Mr. Jackson about paying the bill. What I suggest more 3.6 activity. Quote, no, of course not. That was the position last week.
To further his argument for excluding the ARCA motion, he actually decided to quote a local reporter, Christina Rex. Or do I say misquote? Mislead the court? Or how about just straight up lie?
Alan, what was that about?
No idea. No, she didn't say.
Did you pay the ARCA experts to testify in the first trial?
No, of course not. No.
But oh, guess what? It gets better. Because Karen actually was asked about the federal investigation outside of the same hearing. And guess what she had to say?
Karen, how are you feeling this morning?
I feel great.
Are you encouraged or discouraged by the decision by the feds that they're not continuing to investigate?
I don't know that I believe that.
You don't believe it?
No, I do not. I have good reason not to.
You not believe that? That's
Yeah.
Good
Good luck, Karen. From the horse's mouth.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Spooky.
Okay, and now I want you to guess how many of those news reporters have written about that statement. Oh, you're going to guess? Did you say none? That's right, it's none again. One would think, going off of the journalism creed that all of these mainstream media reporters are supposed to abide by, you would think that if they know their quote was misused or misrepresented, that they themselves, because it's their quote, would want to correct the report, put out their own article, at least calm public opinion, because that's what they're doing. They're reporting to the public, and it's their reputation on the line. But no, after all of that, after the misrepresentation of her quote, of Alan Jackson's quote, there has been no update to Christina Rex's Twitter. That, along with the media shitstorm, frankly, that has happened in the last 48 hours, based off of mainstream media promoting that the federal investigation was over and it was going to be announced in court. None of you want to hold yourselves accountable? None of you? None? Frankly, if there was a special prosecutor that was creating such a buzz and creating such lies, provable lies, especially when they misused your words, I would be writing about that in a fucking heartbeat. Just the salacious headline that you could make a truthful salacious headline. But yet every single reporter is choosing not to do that. This is exactly when everyone should be questioning the local media in Boston, if not everywhere, but I digress. If you all didn't see the obvious bias of Karen and her team when it comes to the media, the prosecutor, Commonwealth, and the judge, if you didn't see it yet, are you starting to see it now? Because I believe it is now glaringly obvious, just based off of the last 48 hours, how much of an issue we have in the Commonwealth when it comes to media reporting, the court system, the judicial system, and the lack of transparency we have all around.
I don't know that I believe that.
You don't believe it.
No, I do not. I have good reason not to.
You do not believe that? That's
Yeah.
not good information.
From the horse's mouth.